Hi, my name is Ashley Forsyth, and I'm the owner of Health and Fitness Meals here in Salt Lake City, Utah. And I have Brie Thomas with me today, and she is the owner of Girl Power Fitness. Girl Power Fitness, you guys are all about empowering women, specifically boss ladies, to get their fitness life together, to reach their goals, and feel really confident and good in their bodies, right?
Yeah, that's exactly right. Hi, thanks for having me.
Thank you. So why don't you tell me a little bit about what got you involved in this line of work and what sparked your interest? I want to know about your education, your credentials, and what got you on track to doing what you do.
Great question. So I'm here in San Diego now, and what inspired me to start this company was through my own personal fitness journey and transformation. 5 years ago, I used to weigh 185 pounds, and I had no concept of nutrition. I had worked out in high school and in college as an athlete and a dancer, but as soon as college stopped, I didn't know what to do with myself, and not having the metabolism that I did in college, it started to catch up with me. So I gained a lot of weight, and I didn't know how to properly exercise, and how much was too little, how much was too less. My idea of a healthy meal was going to Panda Express and getting the orange chicken and broccoli. I'm telling that story because it's just, man, I mean, I literally thought I was doing myself a favor. I got stuck in this routine of, trying fad diets, trying to lose the weight, thinking those were the answers. And I ended up not being able to stay consistent because, here's an example. You start at the beginning of the day and you're excited because you want to lose weight and you start eating healthy. But by the time the end of the day comes, you kind of hit this crash wall and your motivation goes a little bit down. And then all of a sudden I would get bored or just get really starving and would just turn to the fridge and start eating everything in sight. So developed some really bad habits, and it wasn't until I couldn't fit in my fat pants that I realized I had a problem. And that is when I decided, like, hey, I don't want to just read things off the internet. I don't want to just do these fad diets. I actually want to learn about food, health, nutrition, and how I can lose the weight. And that, and you were actually a big part of that journey because you were the first person that really showed me how to meal prep. And, I had always seen you do it, but I remember never having a strict plan and following it until you had given me one. So then I started to become really passionate about it because, I started creating recipes, I started meal prepping, and I started to see the weight come off. And that's when I realized that there's a lot of misguided information out there. There's a lot of trainers and nutritionists out there that don't, know what they're talking about, or they kind of have these cookie cutter diets that work for everyone. And I, through education, I started realizing like that's not the way. And that's where it really became passionate because, especially with food too, one of my very first personal trainers told me to just eat chicken and broccoli and rice, and that was the only thing that I was allowed to eat. And I thought to myself, I could never just live on this. And this cannot be the way to a healthy lifestyle because there's so many fit people out there. They cannot all be starving themselves like this and not enjoying life, because food is so amazing and you should enjoy it. So I really wanted, so I lost the weight, and I really wanted to start inspiring other women around me, women that have really busy lives who don't have a lot of time to really learn health, food, and nutrition. So me being a resource for them, where they don't need to, search on the internet for hours and hours. They can come here and they can learn about it, and they can learn how to do it for themselves. So.
Awesome. And I just wanted to kind of specify with that. We kind of talked about what you went to school for. I really like about you is that you did go to school for business and marketing. That is what you got your degree in. So talk to me about that and how that's kind of helped you branch off on your own and do your own thing, and how that experience has, or how your education has helped with that.
So I'm a firm believer in university. I think it makes someone very well-rounded. I'm really glad I went into marketing because it's truly helped me now as an entrepreneur. However, there's a lot of additional resources out there now to help people with marketing. Marketing is one of those things that it changes monthly, what people are doing, how people are clicking, what is getting people to stop while they're scrolling. So I love that. And that's been really my experience with marketing has really helped with my business because I can understand it because I studied it. But I don't know what you want me to say.
No, that's great. I just wanted to kind of talk about your background and how you got into what you're doing. So we talked about I used to weigh a lot more, you lost weight, you got passionate about health and fitness, and you already have this background in marketing, which is great.
Yeah, that's been huge, just to be able to take something that I'm passionate about and really start scaling it because I do have that business background. So yes.
That's awesome. So I want to kind of talk about, just brief you guys on Brie really fast. So me and Brie are friends from college, and I've known you for, what did we decide, like 10 years now?
Yeah.
You were in high school. I was in college when we met. And I know some things that I really, really love about Brie is that you're so dimensional. And what I mean by that is you are so fun and you're wild, like you're crazy, you're so much fun, and then you're so like grounded and you're smart and you're spiritual. And I just feel like all of those different dynamics, I mean, especially since you do so much marketing of yourself and you do the videos and everything, you can really you can see your personality, you're fun, you're goofy, you're dancing, you're not really afraid to be you. I just think that to me, you've always been my friend that's been so bold, so confident, and I'm so glad to see you doing something out there for yourself. And yeah, I mean, fun fact about you and me, right? We have like sister tattoos. We have friendship tattoos on our feet together. So this interview is really fun for me because Brie's here is one of my best friends, and I recently went out and visited her in San Diego, and I mean, our lifestyles are the same. We work hard. We work on our fitness. We work on our business. And I just wanted to give you a nice intro with that because I just wish everybody could see you behind the scenes the way that I see you, just always grinding.
It's true.
All right. So specifically, I wanted to talk about, for you, marketing yourself. I kind of mentioned it. You do videos of yourself. Tell us a little bit about kind of feeling comfortable marketing yourself and your platforms and what you do to put yourself out there and be vulnerable to a lot of people that have their eyes on you.
Okay. So something that I learned marketing that's very powerful is storytelling. People don't like to be sold on a product. They like to be sold on a story. So the more that you can incorporate storytelling into your business, the more people can relate to you. And that's really the ultimate goal, is we all want something. We want a reason why we're doing something, right? So I always say, people are just interested in what you do and why you do it, so just show them, a lot of people I know that are marketing in the health and fitness industry, they'll be like, oh, look, buy this product now, it's amazing. Me, the difference in what I do is I'll have the product and it'll be like, hey, this is my morning routine. I drink coffee, then I drink this product, and then I get my gym bag ready to go, and people are more interested in okay, if she's successful in doing this routine, maybe that's something I should do. So People love the story behind what they're doing. So I say the more that you can story tell behind what you're trying to accomplish, then the more successful you're going to be. People remember stories and they remember people. They don't necessarily remember the product. So
I agree. It's so much easier for people to get involved in another person than it is a company or a product. I know for me personally, I have a lot of following for my health and fitness mails, and it's like product, other people, but I've been told again and again that people are more invested in a product if they know the person who's behind it, if they know the story that's behind it. And for a lot of women, for a lot of people, it's hard to get themselves out there and just be like, this is me, and be vulnerable and be caught in the moment and post pictures of themselves and try not to feel vain, but really that's really what people are interested in. And I think you do a great job with that. And I mean, you've made a business just out of your own social media and marketing. I mean, you represent a lot of major companies like Quest Nutrition and Six Pack Bags. And I just want to talk to me about like your collaboration with other companies, and then I don't know, talk to me about, I know you do YouTube, you do Facebook, you do Instagram, and I know your primary platform is Instagram. So let's kind of focus and talk about that.
Okay. So you want me to talk about Instagram, or you want me to talk about
Instagram, and then marketing with other companies, and then and marketing yourself with your business?
So I would say one of the things that helped me grow my Instagram the fastest was cross promotion with other companies. And what that looks like is literally you go out and you start messaging other companies. Like you find so here's a great example. I wanted new workout clothes, right? So, and I didn't want to buy them because workout clothes are expensive. So I would research, different fitness clothing companies, and I would reach out to them and I would say, hey, if you give me these fitness clothes, I will, do a video, do photos, and create all this content for you that you can use at any time. And there was a lot of companies that said, yes, like we would love that.
Mm-hmm. So that's, and I mean, the worst, they're going to say no. So you might as well put yourself out there because.
Exactly. Yeah. So then it gives you even more exposure, right? Because now you have this company that's posting you in these clothes, and they're like, hey, our girl Ripped and Reckless is wearing this outfit today. And everyone's like, oh, that's a cute outfit. Wait, who's this girl though? And so then you're able to expose yourself on all these different platforms that you didn't have available before. And it's different because it's a true, genuine, like, user experience. It's not someone who is paying for a shout out. It's someone who's like, hey, I'm in the gym and I'm actually wearing this because it is cute. So that's kind of how it started. And then, once I started doing that with some clothing companies, I thought, hey, like I can do more with this. I can do like backpacks and bags and water bottles and shoes and everything, anything that I use, and, in the kitchen, like waffle maker or whatever, and all it is just reaching out to those companies. I think a lot of people nowadays they wait for the opportunity to come to them. Like, oh, I've got such great social media and I've got this great following. I'm just going to wait for these companies to come to me. Well, guess what? They don't do that. They don't have enough time to do that. Like, they're not specifically, a lot of times they're not even specifically looking for people because they just don't have the time. So you need to go out and make yourself known, and you have nothing to lose by doing it. So actually I kind of, how I got involved with Six Pack Bags was I was a loyal customer before, and I was always posting about them. And I started, when I started my Ripped and Reckless brand, I started teaching people how to meal prep, and I was like, hey, Six Pack Bags is the only way to meal prep, and it kind of caught their attention. And luckily for them, it kind of caught their attention. They're like, hey, like, this girl's doing something, like, let's do something with her. We did a couple collaborations, and then they decided that they wanted to do sponsorship with me. So that was pretty cool. And now, even with them, like, taking it a step further, we're starting to do a TV series on their IGTV that's going to be called Reckless in the Kitchen.
Oh,
so
that's awesome.
Yeah. So I don't know if I told you about that yet, but every Thursdays at 6 p.m. on Six Pack Bags IGTV, you know, we're going to be having a TV show called Reckless in the Kitchen, and I'm going to be showing you guys how to meal prep. So things that you can do like that, any way to really put yourself out there. I mean, that's how you market yourself. You're never going to get anywhere if you're just posting photos like, hey, look at me, or like, hey, I look sexy in this bikini. Well, guess what? That's cool, but it's not helping anyone and it's not getting you anywhere. So that's my biggest suggestion is don't think that you're doing this alone. You know, there's a lot of people that are in the same boat as you, trying to grow their following, right? And so find those people that are willing to do trade seats. You know, there's a lot of people out there. So, and don't be afraid to reach big. A lot of big companies are willing to help smaller influencers. So
that's perfect. That's a really good point. I never really thought of it like that, but I as a business owner, I have athletes, and all of them reached out to me. Like, they all came out to me. I agree. I wouldn't have went looking for them, and I wouldn't have known who they were if they didn't start doing like posts and stuff with me in them already, and with the business in them. So I think that's great. I think that's a great piece of advice for everybody. I want to talk about, okay, so you own your own company, but you also still work a day job. So you work a lot. So you go to work for a marketing company, and then you come home and you grind on this for yourself. And you, like I said, you've got so many things going on. You've got all these companies you're featuring. You've got your own thing. You've got your cookbook that you just came out with. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to put up on the board the screen to go buy the cookbook, but it's called Bikini Bible Cookbook, right?
Yeah, the Bikini Bible.
And I know your end goal, you told me, is to, quit your day job and work 100% by yourself, for yourself. Yeah. So kind of talk to me about your fears and hesitations, and your support network that's going to be able to push you to build your business and finally branch out on your own, and just the extra time that you put in order to get to that point in your life where you can do that.
So, okay.
That was a lot.
So, yes, I work for a marketing company during the day. I make videos for them, and that takes a big part of my day. There's times here and there where I have breaks, and I can, on my lunch breaks, and I work on my cookbook, or I work on my own fitness company. And then usually after that day job, then I try to hit the gym for at least an hour. And then after then I come home and I work on my fitness business. And that is anything from filming cooking videos to writing emails to working on website pages, you name it, helping out girls with their diet and nutrition. So it can be really overwhelming. But so I think my biggest one of my biggest fears was creating a product that nobody wanted. And I've kind of overcome that by talking about the product I want to come out with and seeing how it resonates with women. So, the cookbook was something that I was a little scared to come out with. I had been working on it for it took me about 8 months to get out, from start to end, from when I had the idea to actually taking photos of the food. And, I was nervous because I was like, what if people just think this is just like any other cookbook, and they don't they don't want to buy it. But what I learned, again, is it's about the story behind it, right? And it's about the person and the journey. And it's, there's a million other cookbooks out there. So what makes them different? So I knew I had to find out something that was different, and that kind of alleviated those fears. But now I'm getting to the point where I'm trying to scale my business and trying to make it profitable enough for me to leave my day job. And I think the scariest thing about that is, what if I fall flat on my face and then I don't have a backup plan? I don't have another, I can't go back to my day job. So what am I going to do if this doesn't work, And I think that is a fear that comes into my mind. But for the most part, I think to myself, this has to work because I have nothing else. and I'm going to do whatever I can to make this work because I have nothing else, and I refuse to go and wait tables. You know, I will stay up all night and get no sleep, you know, in order to make this work, and I will do whatever I need to do, whether it's, you know, meeting up with people and talking. You still see me?
Yeah, I lost you for a second, but you're back. Okay.
Ashley?
Yeah, I can see you. Can you see me?
No, you blacked out for a second.
Oh, yeah.
So my biggest fear is just like, what if this doesn't work? And, you know, what am I going to do? And like, how am I going to support myself? You know, I live in San Diego. It's expensive. I pay, you know, for $1,500 a month for rent and cable. And, you know, what are the things that I'm willing to sacrifice if this doesn't work? Am I willing to am I willing to sell my car and, you know, like all that kind of stuff. And what I realized is that if I don't take this risk, then I'm always going to wonder what if, and I know I'll regret it. And I think that there's no better time than now to start something that you're passionate about, because the clock is ticking. We don't know how much time we have left on this earth. And if I can help, you know, one girl, you know, with health and nutrition, then I know that like that is success to my company, you know, how many people I can help. So if I go broke and this doesn't work, you know, but I helped, you know, 20 girls in the process, then that makes me happy. But I'm hoping that, you know, if I can change 20 lives, then I'm hoping I can change 200 and then 2,000 and then 2 million, you know. So it's a lot of, you have to have a lot of belief in yourself, because I think, you know, as entrepreneurs, we give ourselves a hard time, and self-doubt is a real thing, and it comes into your head just unexpectedly, but you have to power through it, because otherwise, what are you doing this for, you know? So
I want to ask you, I want to ask you if you were to give a takeaway advice for any woman that's trying to get out on her own and start her own business, what would that be?
Don't try to do everything alone. I think when I started my business, I was like, okay, I'm going to learn Photoshop so I can edit my photos. I'm going to learn web design so I can put up a website for myself. All these different things. There's a lot of people out there with a lot of different skills, and there's a lot of people out there that just want to help other people. So don't feel like you have to do this on your own, and reach out for help. Like, just ask for help. Like, no, it's hard, like, especially for me, because I feel like I take a lot of pride in my work, and I want to feel like I did something, but at the same time, like, I sat on my dream for 2 years because I didn't want to ask for help. Like, I started Ripped and Reckless 3 years ago, and that's what I thought my fitness company was going to be named. But I didn't ask for help, and my dream just kind of sat there and did nothing. And, you know, I think in the grand scheme of things, I could be a lot further in life if I had just reached out to some people with other expertise for their help in business. So that would be my number one thing, is connect with, you know, other people who have similar goals and drives, and then ask for help in their skill set. So.
Well, I think that's a really, really great point, and I appreciate that. But speaking of skill sets, I do want to talk about yours. I know that you specialize in video editing, and you've done some video editing for me and for a lot of other people. I want to kind of talk about that specifically. I kind of want you to offer your services. So like you said, people could ask for help. People watching this today, if they want to get going on business and want your help with that, what can they message you at Ripped and Reckless, and you're able to get back with them, help them out with videos? Why don't you tell me about, hello? Hello? I lost you.
Sorry, it just cut out. All I heard was what? Tell me what.
Okay, why don't you tell people about the video editing that you do and some of the platforms that you use and your services so that other women can reach out to you and you can do video editing for their businesses and help them grow.
Okay, so I would say if you have any marketing related questions about like how do I get started with this project, or where can I go to get different services done? So like, here's a great example. Someone who needs a logo created, you know, if they want to come to me, I can help them figure out what kind of logo they should get, and I can help guide them to some resources where they can get that logo created. Yes, I do video editing, so I'd love to help anyone with some video questions if they have them. I personally use Final Cut Pro. It's a professional editing software. It is very expensive. It's a route most people would want to take. iMovie works really well, and it comes with most Mac laptops, so I know a lot of people use that. It's pretty user-friendly. However, like, the thing with video now is it's so, you can create a video on your phone and you can edit it on your phone now, you know, with iMovie. So
I don't want to interrupt you. I don't want to interrupt you, but you gave me advice for a phone application that I do my video editing on. What was the name of that phone application? It was Flipagram, but they changed their name.
Flipagram?
I think so. You gave me a name for an app for video editing, just simple ones on your phone.
Oh. I mean, the only one I use, I feel like, is iMovie on my phone.
Okay, I'm going to just put that up. iMovie.
Yeah, so that you can use on your phone. It's pretty easy. You can add a few transitions, you can add a title, and then you can add music. Like, that's really all you need. Super simple, and you can add multiple clips. So, and you can cut up the clips, you know, so you don't have like a weird beginning and a weird end. You can cut it up and have fun with it. And honestly, like, if I need to do like a meal video that's just like super simple and I have it on my phone, like, I'll be on the Stairmaster, like cutting up clips and adding in background music. And it's like, you know, multitasking of an entrepreneur right there.
Exactly. Like, how many things can I get done in like this one while I do this? I'm the same way. When I go get my get pedicures, I'm like,
yeah, exactly.
I'm going to do all of my posts for the day. But yeah. All right. So that's pretty much what I want to talk to you about. I hope that everybody listening and watching feels really comfortable to hit up Brie about any of your questions related to marketing or marketing yourself or doing video editing. She'd love to, you can subcontract her for any of those needs. This is the part of the interview where I'm trying to be better about being vulnerable and letting myself out there. And you're supposed to ask me a question, and I have no idea what you're going to ask me, and I'm going to answer it for you right now live.
Okay, Ashley, I want to know, with everything that you're doing with Health and Fitness Meals and these Boss Babe interviews, what is your why? What is your intention? Why do you do what you do, and why is it important to you?
Okay, so I never thought that I would be in business for myself. I did not go to school for business like you did or anything. I went to school for exercise science and then health education and nutrition, and that's just what I'm really passionate about. So it happened organically. I started doing something that I really loved. There was a demand for it, and it grew. And my why is I just really want to help people. I'm really passionate about it. I want people to know and understand real nutrition. I want them to understand like real, you know, that you can eat well and it can be really good. I want every aspect of my business people to enjoy. I want them to enjoy the food. I want them to enjoy their bodies. I think that really happiness is, and this is what you're doing. You're trying to help all other women like love themselves and their bodies, and just generally for men and women. I mean, we only get one body in this world, and if you are healthy, then you are happy, and you are doing everything that you're doing in life better. You know, you've got a good vessel, like good energy, and it increases your quality of life. I want everyone to have a really good quality of life. And with this Boss Lady Sunday that I'm doing, I don't know, I think that I want more women to work together, and I don't know, it really motivates me to see other women out there doing it, because I think that it's like so cliche that, women just like get married and they settle down and they take care of families and they let their husbands take care of them. But there's so many women that are my close friends that don't even have that dynamic, actually, probably more than not. And you're totally single. You're on your own. You're doing it. You don't have anybody to fall back on if you take this risk for yourself. And I think that's so admirable. And I think that I want everyone to feel confident about that. I want people to feel confident in their skin, and I want people to follow their dreams. Well, anyways, Brie, well, thank you for taking the time with me today. I know you're so busy. I know you're going to get right to work after this, but I appreciate it, and I love you so much. And I'll probably talk to you later on.
Okay. I love you, Ashley, too. Good luck with everything.
Bye.